Okay, let's dive right into this. The old American dream is dead. It's a harsh quote to kick things off, right? But honestly, sticking to those traditional financial rules that our parents swore by might actually be the exact thing keeping you financially paralyzed today. Think about the old formula. You know the drill. Go to school, get a good, safe job, chain yourself to a 30-year mortgage, squirrel away a tiny fraction of your paycheck, and just kind of hope you have enough to survive at 65. Well, the modern economy completely wrecks this path. With relentless inflation and a brutal tax code, relying solely on a single corporate paycheck isn't a reliable plan anymore. It's a financial trap. So, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're unpacking the Wealth Blueprint USA. Look, we are entirely skipping the generic coupon clipping advice. We're getting right to the heavy-hitting stuff, looking at the exact structural layout of how real, sustainable wealth is engineered, protected, and multiplied. Think of this like building a house. Here is our architectural blueprint for today. We're going to lay down the financial foundation, move right up into optimizing income and taxes, hit the wealth accelerators, and finally put a roof on the whole shebang by shielding your assets. Starting with part one, the financial foundation, mindset and net worth. Obviously, any physical house needs a rock-solid foundation, and a financial one is absolutely no different. It starts with fixing our psychology around capital. Now, what's really interesting here is the stark contrast in how people view money. If you're stuck in a scarcity mindset, you're viewing money just as a survival tool. A dollar is basically a coupon you trade for a car payment or a burger. But the investor mindset, that's totally different. You view every single dollar as a tiny financial soldier. Your entire goal is to deploy these little soldiers out into the market to capture more capital and bring it right back to you. When you blow money on a depreciating liability, well, you've just permanently killed off a soldier. And to deploy those soldiers effectively, you need absolute total financial clarity. We really need to stop obsessing over arbitrary checking account balances. Instead, calculate your true net worth down to the penny. Take your total assets, the things actually putting money into your pocket, and subtract your total liabilities, the things actively draining it. Getting that exact number gives you a crystal clear picture of the battlefield. Which brings us to part two, optimizing income and taxes, building the engine. Because look, a strong defense is great, but you simply cannot invest capital that you aren't actually generating. High-velocity wealth creation leans heavily on the trifecta of income streams. Fun fact, millionaires typically have around 7 income streams, but they almost always start with these 3 core layers. First, your primary earned income, your day job. That's your anchor. Second, linear side hustles, like freelance work. This is your accelerator, where you trade extra hours for direct cash to fuel your investments. And third, scalable digital assets. This is infinite leverage. Creating digital products or content completely decouples your time from your earning potential. You're literally making money while you sleep. But here's the catch. As your income goes up, you run into the ultimate predator of wealth, taxes. For most of us, taxes are the single largest lifetime expense. But the blueprint completely reframes this. The US tax code isn't just a set of punishments, it's actually a giant roadmap of incentives. The government literally hands out massive rewards to people who provide housing and build businesses. Let's break down how this works. W-2 active earned income gets hit the absolute hardest, up to 37%. And you have zero control because they take their cut before the money even hits your bank account. Then you have 1099 business income sitting in the middle, offering a lot of flexibility and write-offs. But the real magic is at the bottom. Passive portfolio gains. These enjoy the lowest tax rates, somewhere between 0% and 20%, and you only get taxed when you actually sell the asset. To really take advantage of this, you've got to use the right tax vehicles. Traditional accounts are great for lowering your current bracket. Roth accounts let your money grow completely tax-free. But honestly, the health savings account, the HSA, is the absolute holy grail of the tax system. It is uniquely powerful because it's triple tax advantaged. Your contributions are tax deductible, the growth is tax-free, and as long as it's for medical expenses, the withdrawals are completely tax-free too. No other account does that. All right, let's get into part 3, the wealth accelerators, stocks and real estate. This is the engine room of our blueprint, where we deploy that shielded money to rapidly compound our wealth. Way too many people treat the stock market like a giant casino. Buying hype stocks, panicking, selling at the bottom. We are throwing all of that emotion and guesswork right out the window. The strategy here is simply to capture the entire economy. using broad market index funds and ETFs. By buying an S&P 500 index fund, you aren't gambling on one company. You are instantly snapping up fractional shares of the 500 most profitable, resilient corporations in the country. If one fails, no big deal, the index just kicks it out and replaces it. And this brilliantly illustrates why you need to automate your consistency through dollar cost averaging. You just set your system to invest a fixed amount regularly, period. When the market inevitably crashes and everyone else loses their minds, your automated system stays relentlessly disciplined. It treats the crash like a massive clearance sale, naturally buying way more shares at a steep discount. You literally never have to stress about timing the market again. Now, while stocks give you that steady, quiet compounding, real estate brings in massive financial leverage. Just look at this number, 80%. Real estate is one of the only asset classes on earth where a standard commercial bank will happily hand you 80% to 95% of the capital you need to buy the asset. It's wild when you think about it. To put that into perspective, let's run the map on a $400,000 property. You put down 20%, which is $80,000 out of your pocket, and the bank totally covers the rest. If that property appreciates by just a modest 5% in year one, its value grows by $20,000. But since you only put in 80 grand, that $20,000 bump gives you a massive 25% return on your actual cash, all while your tenants are basically paying down your loan for you every single month. If you're just starting out, a total game changer is house hacking. You buy a multifamily property, live in one of the units, and rent out the rest. The rent covers your mortgage, meaning your biggest living expense, housing, drops all the way to zero. That frees up a ton of cash flow that you can immediately dump straight back into your investing engine. Let's move to part 4 and see how this all builds into our final architectural layer, shielding your assets, the defensive perimeter. Here's the reality. As your net worth scales up, you become a very visible target. Operating your financial life purely as an individual is an immense systemic risk. If you are acting as a sole proprietor and someone slips on the driveway of your rental property, your personal savings, your primary home, your investment accounts, they could all be completely wiped out by a single lawsuit. To lock down your wealth, you've got to build a 3-part protection perimeter. First up, the LLC. That's your business legal shield, keeping business liabilities trapped inside so they can't touch your personal money. Second, a personal umbrella policy. This is surprisingly cheap, catastrophic coverage that kicks in if a massive, unexpected lawsuit hits. And third, living trusts. This is your generational architecture, making sure your wealth completely bypasses the nightmare of probate court and transfers seamlessly to your family.
Okay, we have covered an immense amount of strategic ground today, but let's be super real for a second. All of this information, it's completely useless if you don't execute on it.
So the crucial point is this 5-step execution checklist. Here are your marching orders. Step 1, run your net worth audit today. Know your exact numbers. Step 2, build a 3 to 6 month emergency runway and a high-yield savings account. Step 3, ruthlessly eliminate any consumer debt over a 7% interest rate. Step 4, automate your investments into those broad market index funds. Step 5, scale up a side hustle or digital asset to start pouring serious fuel on the fire. Because at the end of the day, when you apply these systems, maximize your income, build a fortress around your assets, and just let compound interest do its thing, financial freedom becomes an absolute mathematical certainty. Success isn't about luck, it is purely about architecture. So, looking at the entire blueprint we just laid out together, which part are you implementing first? I challenge you to lay that first brick today. Thank you for joining me for this explainer, and I'll see you next time.